350 acres of public land in Citrus County. Land the county has owned for over 20 years. In April of 2026, the County Commission voted to cancel a $6 million contract to sell it to a private developer. 1 month later, they voted to give it back. What changed? That is the question at the center of this investigation. Because what the records appear to show isn't just a story about one piece of land. It looks like a carefully constructed network of relationships, financial organizations, and personal that allegedly connects a real estate developer to a sitting county commissioner in ways that may go far deeper than a single vote. We want to be clear from the start, no wrongdoing has been proven, no charges have been filed, and Commissioner Bays and others named in this investigation have not been found guilty of any violations. What we are presenting are documented facts from public records and the questions those facts raise. Rebecca Bays is the Citrus County Commissioner for District 4. She was first elected to the commission back in 2010. She returned in 2022, winning her seat again. And in 2026, she's running for re-election. By her own account, she's a businesswoman. She built an insurance agency from scratch and sold it. Today, she owns Freedom Hill Tree Farm right here in Citrus County. She sits on the county's Board of County Commissioners, the body that controls zoning, land sales, contracts, and the county budget. That makes her vote one of the most consequential in local government, and that is exactly why her donor network warrants a closer look. To understand this network, you have to start with the one man, James Dix. He is the CEO of Dix Development, an Orlando-based real estate firm that reportedly holds over $500 million in land assets under development. And in Citrus County, Florida, he is the developer behind some of the most controversial land projects in recent memory. But what appears to be his most strategically important move in Citrus County wasn't a land deal. It was a nonprofit. In 2025, James Dix established the Citrus County Sheriff's Foundation Group, Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to supporting local law enforcement. He installed himself as president, and then he appears to have filled the board with some of the most influential names in Citrus County. Mike Bays, husband of Commissioner Rebecca Bays. Justin Lamb, general manager of the Crystal Automotive Group, one of the county's largest private employers. Gary Marriage Jr., CEO of Nature Coast Financial Advisors and owner of GMJR Ranch. Sandra Himmel, the former superintendent of Citrus County Schools, recognized as Florida's Superintendent of the Year in 2020. Leon McClellan, a fifth-generation dairy farmer and VP of M&B Dairy. Matt Brannon, president of Brannon Bank. And Scott Pruitt, who also happens to be listed as the secretary of Dix Betts Farm development entity, Bravo Land Group, LLC. According to public records, every single one of these individuals is connected financially or organizationally to Commissioner Rebecca Bays. What that connection means is a question this investigation seeks to examine. Here's what James Dix has been pursuing in Citrus County. Betts Farm, 350 acres of county-owned land on Turkey Oak Drive across from Crystal River High School. The county approved it decades ago for a development of over 1,500 homes. That development never happened. The county acquired the land in 2003. In 2024, the county signed a $6 million purchase contract with Dix Company, Bravo Land Group, LLC. But the deal stalled, deadlines were reportedly missed, permits weren't obtained. In April of 2026, the Board of County Commissioners voted 4-1 to cancel the contract. Commissioner Rebecca Bays voted yes to cancel. 1 month later, the board reversed itself 3-2. Bays changed her vote. She voted to give the contract back to James Dix. A public records request of Commissioner Bays' personal cell phone logs reveals what appears to be a significant pattern of contact. Between March and April of 2026, in the weeks surrounding the vote to cancel Dick's contract, records indicate Bays had at least 7 phone calls with James Dix on her personal phone. March 12th, 21 minutes. March 20th, 12 minutes. April 2nd, 32 minutes. April 8th, 2 calls of unknown duration. April 10th, 4 minutes. She also appears to have had 4 calls with Dick's attorney, Rob Batzel, including an 18-minute call and a 23-minute call. The BOCC agenda item announcing the contract cancellation went public on April 7th. The vote happened April 14th. And then 1 month later, Bays voted to reinstate the contract. These calls were on her personal device, not a county-issued phone. Because of that, the county has no independent way to verify whether all calls were fully disclosed in response to the records request. Whether these conversations influenced the vote is not established, but the timing, critics allege, raises serious questions. There's another layer to this story that local journalists have flagged as a potential concern. Dick's attorney in the Betts Farm deal is Rob Batzel Jr. Batzel is also the city attorney for Crystal River. In 2024, Dick's reportedly purchased a parcel of land at the Citrus Avenue and Turkey Oak intersection inside Crystal River city limits for $1.5 million under a separate LLC called 495 Land Group. That parcel sits directly adjacent to Betts Farm. Dix publicly stated it was the final piece needed to complete what he called the Betts Farm assemblage. That appears to put Batzel in a potentially difficult position. Representing the developer on a project that now includes land inside the very city he represents as attorney. When the city council began discussing expanding the intersection at Citrus Avenue and Turkey Oak, an expansion that would allegedly benefit the Betts Farm project, Batzel was reportedly present. Local journalists raised the question publicly, does this create a conflict of interest? No formal finding of a conflict has been made, but the question, they argue, remains open. Help us hold them accountable. Betts Farm, 350 acres of public land. The Citrus County Board of County Commissioners must answer to the people, help fund our case in the courts, and ensure that the Board of County Commissioners follows the law.